You're in Spain right now, right?
Malaga.
Ah, I miss Málaga, que echo de menos mucho Málaga.
It's so funny how we are in the opposite direction. You're in the Middle
Yes,
East and I'm in Spain, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so do you want it in Spanish or Arabic, the interview?
Well, I mean, we can do something in Spanish. I have a lot of Spanish people around here, but in Arabic, like, don't make too many questions because actually, I skipped my last like 6 lessons, and my teacher might see me right now. I'm gonna come to school, I promise.
How long have you been learning Arabic? Like how long?
It's like 2-3 months. It's like very
Oh,
basic level.
okay, okay.
شوية
Yeah,
شوية.
yeah.
Don't make me questions in Arabic because for sure I'm not
No,
gonna
no,
pass
don't
them.
worry, don't worry. Okay, so let's start, and I will start with your hello watermelons.
Hi, hello, watermelons. Hello.
Yeah, and Happy New Year, everyone. I hope this year brings freedom to Palestinians, Sudanese, Syrians, and all those who are still seeking their freedom and safety. Nicole,
Alhamdulillah.
thank you for accepting the invitation to be with me. And since I announced it, I have received tons of private messages, DMs, sharing love and respect for what you present.
Thank
It's very,
thank you very much.
yes, it's not a complaint. It's very, what you are doing is really very creative and straight to the point. You're very brave.
Thank you. I'm just a human. I'm really bad in taking compliments. I'm that kind of person that I have just a poker face and I don't know what to say, but I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, and as you see, those comments coming, like some of them, my friends, they send me, oh, send her that we love her, and now they are writing
We are
you.
here. You can make your questions. I'm gonna try to read the comments as well so we can make something interactive with everybody.
Great. And before we start the interview, I want to let people know that Nicole is not just an influencer or a talented social media content creator. She's also a writer, audiovisual producer, actress, artist. يعني فنانة شاملة مما جميعهم. This is very Egyptian what I said, but
Yeah, it's
I don't think
something like a mix, you said,
exactly,
right? Yeah.
exactly. You are really talented. Like people, I hate when they call us in interviews, oh, she's influencer, but you are really like you studied to be a
I,
writer. You are working
I
as a
hate the
producer.
word influencer.
Yes. Yes.
Wallah, Azim, how they say here, I hate it because I don't consider myself like I'm influencing people. Sometimes I'm saying that I can serve as a bad example because I have this kind of very sarcastic character. So just a person who likes to do art, that's it, and a human with a heart. If I have to put my curriculum to be accepted for the world, I mean, we all want to impress or say who we are, but I like to believe that I'm just a human being and an artistic heart, and live it that
Yeah,
way.
فنانة. So, and I forgot also that you have cloth shop. Are you a fashion designer?
No, my family has a brand. We have a brand and the factory that we're making the clothes. Yeah.
Uh,
So yes, so
and
from the art we go to the textile. It's also an art.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
my mother-in-law, she's the best of the best in design. Honestly, I love her very much. So she's the one who's the head of design and art in that sector.
I want to start from this, like before getting deep in the Palestinian story and everything. Like I saw the video that you shared it about the donated clothes, and you were talking about that. Yes, they are um, receiving these donations. What exactly that video? If you can just explain more, just.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So I contacted like Red Crescent Egypt, and those organizations, they work from Red Crescent Egypt to Palestinian Red Crescent.
Mhm.
So every time, if you want to do a donation, like with each like big charity, you have to know that it has to be like new clothes. You have to have documents. They have to stamp the documents after they see everything you gave and the quality, and it are just the rules. And from the beginning, I had all the documents that I donated to them. But then I was waiting for the documents from the Palestinian Red Crescent. So the Egyptian Red Crescent gave me the documents that those donations reached from Rafah to Palestinian Red Crescent. I would absolutely love, as I told my public, to see like videos of people wearing the clothes and everything. But I also understand when I see those videos with the trucks getting there, it's not like people are, this is my size, this is your size. No, it's crazy. Everybody's just jumping. Those people, poor people, they are cold, they are hungry, they are dying. It's not like a market where you go and let's do a video just because I have to send it to Nicole. But yeah, I would really love to see those notes that we send, because we put the notes in the pockets of the jackets. I would love to see those things, but
not yet, right? You didn't see anyone that received it, the notes, or?
I don't have the videos from the people wearing it. I would love to. If somebody can and they found the notes, I would absolutely love to. And I hope with time we can see those things. But yes, I was really happy from the Palestinian Red Crescent that they gave us the confirmation that they got the first shipment. We actually did 3 shipments and we have the 4th one next week.
Because
thank you very much. I will keep doing what I'm doing. Thank you.
Because even I read someone from Indonesia is telling you that they are your fans, because I'm one of those people who I have some doubts that I'm not seeing people receiving anything. Like the trucks are waiting. I'm not sure these donations going to the people we want them to receive it or not. I know that everyone is supporting as much as we can, but I have
the same feeling and frustration at 100 kilometers per hour is my frustration daily, because I saw the videos from Rafah and I saw hundreds of trucks in line waiting. So what's happening there, like for example, they have logistics centers in Sinai, and they have to put on categories, like for example, clothes or food or whatsoever. So they go 40 kilometers from the Egyptian border until Rafah, and they're staying in line. And there at Rafah, it's the Egyptian army, the Israeli army, and the UN army, the UN representatives. So the Israeli, they are looking and they are checking. What I understood, they have like QR codes to see, for example, if I send clothes, and on that code or on the bill, on the certificate, put clothes, and when they open his food, they don't let the truck enter. And absolutely, it's according to the mood of Israelis. If they want to be, I mean, what can we expect from people that are butchering kids? We're going to expect them to understand that they have to let a lot of trucks to enter daily. So this is a generalized frustration from everybody, because there are a lot of organizations that are helping, a lot of people doing fundraise, a lot of people working in each organization that I'm seeing here on the ground in Egypt. For example, Queen, it's an influencer from US that came here, and he has like different and several WhatsApp groups with people organizing trucks and everything. And it's the same feeling of frustration. Like, you can reach to Sinai, I can go until there, but I'm not allowed to go to the border itself to make questions. You can go and just fill the trucks waiting in line. And you don't know, for example, if there is food there waiting since 1 month. And because this is also important, like for example, let's talk with the organization that I'm working with, that I'm donating to. Like the Palestinian Red Crescent is the one who's going at the border, and they're prioritizing. Of course, they have to prioritize absolutely everything, because everything is lacking right now. For example, today they need flour. It's a very, very, very important item. They say, look, if you have flour entering, let flour before clothes or before cans of food or whatsoever. But yes, I did many videos saying we have to prioritize aid to enter Gaza. But it's also not depending on our voices, which is the big frustration that I'm having, because it depends on the people who are actually ethnically cleansing the area. It's extremely frustrating. And I am right now with several families from Romania that are trapped in Rafah, and I have the information from them as well. So they tell me, like, for example, one day they let 50 trucks enter, and the next day nothing. And maybe the third day, 5 or 4, or maybe 100, or whatever. It's according to their mood. It's not something like we can pressure or we can protest, because after all, they are deciding what it's entering. I don't have any expectation from people who are killing kids to understand that those people need aid. So yes, it's something that I talk daily, because it's a very important issue, not only with hashtag, but very loud, but also is the frustration of saying, like, it's been 80 something days and 75 years, and at the same time we are pressing, but we're not seeing results. I don't have expectations, but at the same time I cannot stop, because it depends a lot on us and our voices and what we can do. So yes, I understand you completely. It served me as a personal physical diet. I thought it, because I lost a lot of weight in the process with all the stress. I thought that fundraising and all this, it would be easier, but actually requires a lot of attention and a lot of taking care of each detail, because I'm doing content that can piss off a lot of people, and I cannot do one mistake. So it has to be everything like extremely sharp, from the accounts to the bills to the counting to how it's done, how the process, everything. So yeah, we're there. I'm in a mood to go to the border, actually. And yeah, I'm absolutely in the mood to go there and see, but what can Nicole do? Nicole has a big mouth, and Nicole can start insulting people. I'm quite good at it.
Hopefully, ojalá, one day.
Ojalá,
Yeah.
ojalá, eso digo yo.
Yeah. So let's start now with the first question, the most important question that I have to ask. Do you condemn Hamas? No, I'm kidding.
I condemn pineapple on pizza and people who are silent. I condemn this. And my neighbors working on their house at 6 in the morning. I condemn this, yes.
Yeah, but no, seriously, I'm really curious to know how your support for Palestine started. Like, we grew up with this sad story. What about you as a European woman?
I grew up with this sad story. I'm going to tell you, I come from a family that it's absolutely in love with history. And I mean, I was taught to question everything I see. I grew up without seeing TV, which is very important. Until I was 15, I was not allowed to see TV, only books.
Where in the capital of
first, not capital, close. Okay. I lived a very natural life on the farm, something that I would love to retire on one point of my life. So our parents taught us to be critical thinkers and to question absolutely everything that we see. So of course on media, and when I started watching the news, that was after I was 15, I had this critical thinking of questioning absolutely everything I'm seeing, because it's very different to grow up reading books and grow up seeing all the brainwashing on the TV. So I knew since, I don't know to tell you exactly the year, but I was quite young when I knew about the situation. So I was always like on the side of the justice and the side of the truth. And with any country that passed through a difficult situation, I was there, and every time I saw the news, I was investigating to take my own decisions and to know what is happening from my point of view.
And is it common in Romania, for example, that people are understanding the situation in Palestine?
In Romania, it's, let's see, I absolutely adore Romania. I'm a huge patriot of my country, but the politics in our country are basically diapers and what the diaper can contain. Sold. They are selling our country bit by bit, piece by piece. Romanian people are very smart people. Like I can say 80% they are speaking a second language. Everybody is reading. We have people selling books on any corner of the street. So they are critical thinkers. But there's a problem here. A lot of people love the news and they believe the news, and a lot of people are how can I say, they're Christians and they're mixing the religion with what's happening in a conflict at a national base. So this is what is happening. Many people from Christians, and what I'm very, very upset with the Christians, that they confuse Israel with the Holy Land for the Christians. they're calling it. And this is the problem, when they mix religion with ideology that doesn't have anything to do with religion. And I had more expectation from Romanian people, but people from Romania suffered a lot. And then they have this tendency of thinking, like, my country is suffering, we have a lot of problems, why do we care about the problems of other people in other countries? It's not the same thing that's happening in Spain. You cannot compare my first country with my second country, because Spain never suffered so much like Romania did with all the communism and everything. Like, it's a very underrated country. So I had more expectations from Romania. People are amazing, people are aware of what is happening, but it's divided in, I know but I don't care, or I don't know and I'm basically putting the news in my vein and understand and believe everything they're saying. So yes, it's a huge problem. I had expectations from Romania more than Spain, a lot more than Spain. So
regarding Palestine,
yes,
regarding the situation,
yes,
yeah, because
yes,
this is a point. Like, some Arabs think that everyone in Spain are like Belara, pro Palestine.
no,
يعني Belara, but they have Zara, they have Tara.
yeah.
Like, we saw what it happens. So here in Spain, it's like you can see everyone. You can see it, like I attended some what it called the protests, and I saw these like very conservative Malagueñan people. They were trying to attack Palestinian just
Yes,
because we are celebrating. Yeah, so or we are asking for ceasefire. So that's why I'm trying to understand like the situation in Romania, because as well you are very close to Ukraine, and in this, like, Ukrainian are pro-Israel, not
yes,
Palestine. Yeah,
absolutely,
so
absolutely.
that's why I'm asking about Romania, because it's like, how is the situation? We don't know a lot about Romania in the Arab countries.
First of all, let's start with the fact that they are brainwashed for one thing. Like, Ukraine has a huge part of our land. Let's start there. And there are 500,000 Romanian living in what it was Romanian land, and right now it's in Ukraine. And for example, when Zelensky came, actor Zelensky, how I like to call him, I'm not insulting, I'm describing, he's an actor. When he came last time to ask money from our country, there were some politicians saying, give our land back. So we have this kind of situation. The people are not that aware, because it's this new generation that simply they don't care. Like in Romania happens a lot, like they don't care about the politics. It's just social media and other stuff. When we talk about Russia and Ukraine, we talk about the war, and we talk about two sides, two armies fighting. We cannot compare the conflict. But what happened when they started migrating and Romania opened the borders and helped Ukrainians and everything? I mean, they have to understand that this is a conflict between two armies, with Russia and Ukraine. I hate violence of any kind. I don't want to see people dying in any place of the earth. But what can you say right now when you see a big army with nuclear weapons, and the other side, like, they don't have an army? They have a resistant group. Call it however you want. Each person can have an opinion about it, to condemn, not condemn. It's not my right as a European woman to come to tell Palestinian people what they should choose, what they should decide in their politics. First of all, I will advocate for their right to make a choice. This is important for me, not to tell them you have to choose one state, two states, choose this. I'm nobody to come from Europe, because I saw a lot of people that are very strong saying, no, nobody has the right. Nobody has the right.
100%.
Yes. Yeah. And we see, I mean, I appreciate very much the voices from Western world that they woke up and they are talking, but sometimes you have to understand that we are fighting the same mentality. Like, US came to spread democracy in the world with F-15 jets. That's how they spread democracy. You cannot do the same thing and try to push your political views from your country over Palestine. It's not working like this. When people are asking me what they should choose, I don't know. I want to hear them telling me what they want to choose, and I will help advocate for what they want first and have the right to choose first. And then we can, if they are expressing what they want, I will absolutely back that up, because that's my right as a person that It's fighting for freedom and giving awareness to people. And I think this is very important to point out, because some people are doing this without knowing the damage that they can cause. You have to understand that you have to keep your opinion, or political opinion, on your country and your territory. Listen first what they want, and then back up the decision of the Palestinian people. You cannot force your political views or how you see in your country is happening the same thing, because we are fighting against what I said, the model of spreading democracy. What happened in Afghanistan, Iraq, in Syria, when US came and said we are spreading democracy. We saw how they spread the democracy. So yeah, we're going from point to point. From Romania.
Definitely. And speaking about the democracy, you witnessed the international reactions after the 7th of October. I talked about it in my videos and articles I write. They tried to scare us and manipulate, let's say, our support for Palestine since the beginning, as if it's a direct support to Hamas. Aren't you afraid, like myself, that we are losing freedom of speech more and more, especially after this, what happened lately?
We never had freedom of speech. My freedom of speech ends when other people's freedom of speech starts, because there are a lot of things and controversies, controversy in Europe about any topic. You want to know the latest? You cannot say Merry Christmas, because some people feel offended, and this is misogynistic. This is the new one, the snowflakes of the society. So, okay, we have the freedom of speech until you get out of the box. You have freedom of speech until you agree with everything they give you from TV, mass media, whatever.
Some
you
people are agreeing with you through never had freedom of speech, but for me, I don't know why it was a bit a shock for me what happened. Like, they were very, very, like, I don't know, it was very upfront that yes, there's no freedom of speech. They were lying, at least in the past, but now they are not lying anymore.
It's not freedom if it's not complete. I mean, how can you give me a customized freedom of speech and you accept everything, trivial matters that I'm talking about? Is that freedom of speech? Because when it comes to something that it's so important for humanity and for the customized human rights that you are giving to the world, that means you cannot give me a freedom of speech with your conditions. The freedom of speech is how I'm talking right now, knowing that I can have consequences, that we can get banned, I can get threat. That's not freedom. So that's why I'm saying freedom of speech it didn't exist, because if you give me a customized one, with the cancel culture, we know it, with every subject in the world exists cancel culture. That's not freedom of speech. So it's not possible that my freedom of speech will end when yours is starting. So that's why I'm saying we never had it. It was not a shock, because I'm always thinking I have a conspiracy mindset sometimes. I always believe that like freedom of speech, like I don't feel like I have it. So many people are offended about everything, like even the art. When you censor comedy and sarcasm, like, it's really, you realize, and as a comedian, I realize this. People are taking seriously comedy when politics are a joke. That's the thing. It's very different of being a joke and being a comedian. So that's the thing. As a comedian, I felt this from the first moment I started to do satire about anything.
And what about the impact on your life, your future, career, your safety, after being like very free to speak in this very sensitive topic?
You're gonna laugh, but I have a very kamikaze mindset in the way that when I have something to say, I say it, and then the consequences will come somehow from somewhere. There are consequences, absolutely, because I'm dedicating my life to do audiovisual production, to be to create content, to write, to blah blah blah. I stopped, for example, in my Spanish accounts to do the kind of content that I did before, out of respect, and because it comes out of my heart, not because anyone can force me to do something or not do something. If I have freedom of speech and freedom as a human being, I will take my own decisions. So it affected me in the social media context and events and a lot of partnership and stuff like this. I don't care, honestly. I'm not even complaining. I don't care because I have a mindset right now that I prioritize other things in my life, even in my personal life, in everything that's around me. After I saw how cruel the world is, and after I realized that I don't even have the freedom I thought I was having before. I'm sorry if I do any grammar mistakes, but the Spanish is coming out.
No, it's fine. Even mine, people will understand.
Don't worry, you have to forgive us.
First language.
Yes, right now I prioritize my life in a very, very, very different way. So with the death threats and threats is just another Wednesday. I mean, I always say that frustrated people who don't have arguments, and I do believe that they can hurt me or hurt any person who's talking about the topic or any other topic they don't like, because if they are doing a massacre, they're capable to hurt me, you, or anyone. I do believe that, so it doesn't surprise me that death threats or whatsoever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's coming from people. If you have an argument, talk. If you don't have an argument, and they call the other side animals. But what about the death threats? I know where you live. You did this, you did that. It's just like another Wednesday. I'm not even going to complain about it. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, at least they saw the videos. And if from the cabezas huecas, empty brains, that they saw my videos, one of them understood, amazing. So no, I cannot complain about it.
I'm quite sure that you gained a lot of love and respect and fans since like the conflict or the war, whatever we call it, genocide. But also, like you mentioned, this stressful situation, your mental health, all of these things with the tension you are living in. You seem like very strong woman, have no issue. People are saying, like even me, when I saw you, I was like, oh wow, she doesn't care even for all these attacks she's receiving. But what do you feel? How do you feel after 3 months now?
You have to assimilate it. I mean, mental health. Okay, I recommend people to take care of their mental health, their physical health, to go to a doctor if they need it. But it's also about assimilate what you're doing. And if you know, and because I said it, I started with rage, now I have passion. You cannot see videos of butchered kids every day and all that massacre. And if you don't have a passion, or if you do it for a trend, it's not going to work, because your mental health you will go downhill. So I assimilate the fact that I know what I want in life, and I support this out of passion, not out of politic views, not out of rage anymore. You have to take care of, you have to know exactly what you want. So honestly, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't affect me. It affects me to see the pain in Palestine and the killing. The only thing that affects me. Sometimes I'm getting pissed at people that are really dumb, writing really stupid things, and I'm writing them something sarcastic, but it reaches only to that point. But I had moments at the beginning where I was like sitting on the balcony thinking, oh, they're gonna send a missile right now. I also am very peliculera. I'm like, my mind is a script 24/7. So yeah, I cannot lie. I was seeing a light from the airport or whatever, and I was like, okay, it's coming for me. Because I'm telling you, I have an artistic mind, and I'm imagining things everywhere, but it's not because I was thinking exactly like this. So I was affected at the beginning. I started feeling very anxious, because it doesn't seem like, but I'm a very a shy person. It doesn't look like, but I'm a very shy person. And with the attention and everything, sometimes I get anxious, you know, but I assimilate it, and I do it with all my heart. Put your heart on the table and nothing will affect you, because you have to understand that you're talking about killers, and you're talking about people with no heart. Assimilate that from the beginning, and you cannot be scared anymore, because you already know they are capable to do whatever they whatever we saw. I mean, are we surprised of anything else? Am I surprised that I'm gonna get killed someday, or any person who talks about something like this? I'm not. I accept it, and that's the only way.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's true. This is one of the questions we received, like asking about the campaign in Egypt. I don't know.
It's possible to help with your campaign. As I told everybody, I like to be extremely transparent. So everything that comes in terms of money, it has to be on the GoFundMe, where everybody can see each cent. And with each video that I did, you have to see exactly the bills, and all the numbers are there. So sometimes I'm doing very long videos because it's very stressful to work with other people's money and with everything it's around. So I'm putting tons of details there. The bills, the numbers, how we cut, how we sue, how we give, how we deliver, but is there. You have to see it. If I do numbers, like, everybody is very involved, and I recommend people to do it publicly, even if they don't put their name, because like this we can all keep track of the spendings and everything that is in the platform.
And here's another comment. Nicole, you are a queen, really the best, but I couldn't comment. My comments are not working. I don't know. People are saying they cannot, some of them, they cannot comment. I don't, maybe because they have to follow both of us. I don't understand. But also, yeah. Also,
it's the first time I'm doing a live video on Instagram since years. So I don't know if I have anything that I have to, maybe I have something private, who knows?
But you will,
I have no idea.
you will do
I have
more
no idea.
in the future.
Yeah, I will.
Yes, you have to. I received one of those questions in a different language. I'm not sure if it's in your in Romanian, because it's not in Spanish. I'm afraid to post it, then it's because there's not even emoji or something to understand what it says.
Tell me the first word, and I will tell you, because
Multă dragoste.
it's good. It's
Okay.
a lot of love. Multă
Okay.
dragoste. And
Great.
multă dragoste, it's a lot of love.
And this is one of the information that I knew just last year, that Romanian language is Latin language. So
actually,
Latin
comes from Romanian.
And I saw you starting one of the videos saying like Buonasera or something like this. It was like, oh, it's very similar, like even Italian.
Yes, because there are 5 sister languages. The most Latin is the Romanian. Then comes the Italian, then the Spanish, French, Portuguese, and French. Those are the 5 languages. So if you speak with me right now in Portuguese or French or Italian, we can have a conversation of 100%, because I speak 2 Latin languages.
Nice. Is also saying they like your way of explaining what is happening in Gaza. The way you are explaining it shows how you are very educated, very aware of the story since the beginning. Like some people, you know, they started reading about the history of Palestine during this conflict. Can you believe it?
And I'm grateful that at least they did right now. I'm grateful. It's never too late. They have to. The problem is when they don't want to know about it. But Nicole is making sarcastic videos, so they feel bad. They want to come at me with other arguments, so they have to study in order to talk bad with me. So I'm grateful even for that, because hopefully in the process of being pissed with me, you're gonna learn something.
Yeah. And
all my support from Spain. Lorena, muchas gracias. Thank you very much. I have to meet you in Egypt one day, inshallah. Well, if you come here, just let me know.
And one more comment. Is this no, I don't think. Yeah.
People, I'm really sorry. I'm really bad of the taking compliments. I'm telling you, it's my sarcastic personality. When somebody's selling something nice, Nicole has the tendency to say like, oh, come on. And I will not answer that question.
What was it? Just read it in English.
Will you marry me? People.
Oh.
I have dog. I have this as well. I have mental issues, and I'm allergic to lactose. I have everything. So yeah.
And saludos from Venezuela as well.
Desde Venezuela te seguimos con mucha atención y admiración. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias y espero hacer muchos más videos en español. I hope to make more videos in Spanish. I actually did, but they took it down yesterday. I'm extremely banned in my Spanish platforms. I will come to Romania. I have to. I miss Chorba from Romania and my mom.
I'm receiving a lot of compliments. I wish if we can, because when we switch off the live, it will all vanish. You will not see it. Like a lot of nice compliments coming, just to show you how everything you are doing is really great.
Actually, I want to answer this person because I met her personally. I swear that you're the best, and I want to tell her that she's the best. She's actually a girl that went out of Gaza, and she showed me videos that broke my heart. How they were walking and seeing all the bodies and blood and everything, and she arrived here in Egypt, and I met her at the Egyptian Red Crescent. And can you see a person that it's so broken, and I can see her sad eyes, and even so she had the time to come there and volunteer and help everybody, and she gave me an amazing Palestinian bracelet. So yes, I wanted to mention her.
Oh, nice. There's one more question I found. Yeah, this one. So she or he asking, do you think that Western point of view is getting better?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah?
And this is, yes.
After all of what's happening?
Yes. I think not the Western point of view of the people, not Western media or no. Leave the politicians aside. After all, we're seeing the power of the people is a big division between politics and the normal people. I'm not talking about politics, those, as I call them, diapers all the time. In my country, everywhere, so I'm criticizing any type of politicians from every country, especially from Europe. But from the people, yes, I saw a lot of mindset that changed, and it's very important. And trust me, we need a lot more. I mean, from a European woman, I know that maybe a 10% from the entire Europe, let's put 20, as much changed, but we still have a lot of work because it's been years of brainwashing. So you cannot expect people. I have those expectations because they are human beings, and if you have a heart, I mean, if you can see trends and Kim Kardashian mocking dead Palestinian kids, maybe you can watch something important as well. So yes, I do blame those people, as I blame the big platforms that are not talking about. But I see a change in the mentality of people, not politicians.
Yeah, I agree with this. The politician is going on the opposite direction, but at least we gained more public opinion. And here Haider is asking, I saw you in Al Jazeera. You're so on point and wise. Have you had problem with Meta?
First of all, I'm not that wise. We are learning every day something new, and trust me, I see people that they know a lot of historical facts, and they're very good to fact check everything. Nicole is just this kind of human being that speaks with her feelings, so I have a lot to learn on that point. With Meta, yes, not with Instagram. With Instagram particularly, I don't have the same visibility, and from the followers that I have, I don't have the same visibility in any stories or whatever. But they didn't take any content down. But with Facebook, I cannot post one thing that actually my last video about the shipment to Gaza, they took it down for sexual harassment. Like, I was showing, I don't know. I was talking about that I'm going to do period panties for women in Gaza. It's a product that we know how to do in the factory. So because I said that. So imagine the freedom of feminism and woman. So yeah, with Facebook, yes, I had problems.
My friend, just before we go to the question, a friend is asking you to sing Adam Filistini.
I'm a very bad singer, but man.
To be honest, when I hear the music now, I listen to your voice. Like I just remember Nicole singing Adam Filistini.
Adam Filistini.
Yeah, so the next question is saying, what do you say to other comedians or stand-up comedy who or I don't know, sarcastic accounts who decide to stay silent because they are afraid of the situation. Because the restrictions even in the Middle East. You are not Middle Eastern
I
living
know.
in the Middle East, so it's different.
I
Basically.
know. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, it is a point that I can understand. According to the politics of every country, as I said before, I'm nobody to put my opinions and my views on. For example, they're telling me, don't trust, well, I don't know what government, Egyptian. I don't care. I'm nobody to tell them what to do. And I don't get along with politicians, generally speaking. I can understand to a certain point that people in certain countries, they don't want to talk. They're afraid. They have families. I cannot blame them. But there are people that not one post. People who were buying their music, seeing their movies, calling them influencers. We give them platforms as I understand they give us art. We follow them and buy their stuff and everything. But we do have an expectation, because when it comes to humanity and when it comes to all the atrocities that are happening, at least show your view, because it counts, because you're influencing people. It counts a lot. Like opera, like you said right now. Exactly. People that are huge in the industry and they can make people at least read. I'm not telling you that you have to be brainwashed by some kind of singer or actress or whatsoever. Like happened with Selena Gomez. Everybody, with all the scandals, her personal life, so many years. And she went basically against the entire internet to say that she cares more about other stuff. It's very difficult to understand. I have to explain to adults in the 21st century that killing innocents and kids and butchering them is not okay. Really? Like, where is the complicated situation here? Because I don't see it complicated. So I understand those people, but at the same time, I don't think any government of any country, I'm not asking you to go against your government. I'm asking you to show your support, at least to put freedom, to put something. Nobody's going to tell you no. In what country? I think the only country that they cannot support, and it's Israel, the democratic country. I don't think there are people getting arrested like it happened with a teacher in Israel, that he sympathizes, of course, like a human, with the people in Gaza. So he got arrested. I don't think it's any country tell me that, okay, don't speak like Nicole the kamikaze speaks, because I can understand Nicole doesn't think of the consequences and maybe she's going to have them later. But show your support. A little, at least.
Yeah, the minimum you can. Here, do you have plan to unify your efforts with the others, influencers, or all around the world, and organize the work?
Absolutely. Actually, we are. I met a lot of people and we did several groups. The problem is that I have one brain cell left and sometimes it's just bouncing, and I don't have time to read all the messages that I'm receiving, and I'm having a lot of groups with influencers. Sometimes maybe the kind of content that I'm doing doesn't align with their way of they're talking about more politically speaking. But yes, we are in direct contact. I'm in direct contact with a lot of Palestinian content creators, with content creators from all around the world. So actually my last video, we are like 6-7 people that we are organizing each other to give more visibility.
This question just it mentioned the boycott, and I really want to hear your opinion about the campaign for boycotting, because some people are not believing in it. Some people thinking they are pro-Palestinian, but they are thinking that it's not effective. It's not giving us.
I met this kind of people.
Yeah,
I met this kind of people. Yes, pro-Palestinian, and they love McDonald's daily. I don't have. Look, I'm not. I'm the type of person that maybe somebody will feel insulted the way I'm speaking. It's just my way of being transparent. What do you need? I mean, McDonald's, Starbucks, and few other brands, Dior's, or there are a lot on that list. You cannot replace them with something else. That's the big problem, to eat a very bad burger and to have that kind of coffee full of sugar when you have thousands of coffee shops. It's actually working. Starbucks lost 11 trillions so far. And if that's not a good point for you to understand that you have to boycott, I don't know with what language you want me to tell it. Tienes que boicotear. I mean, if those numbers are important, and we see a lot of Starbucks in Morocco, Starbucks closed.
Yeah.
They want to take all the Starbucks out. So you're telling me it's not working? Of course it's working. McDonald's also lost a lot, but we have to understand that it's a very big chain as well, all over the world. And we're talking about a lot of people that they are not interested to study, and they don't know what's happening. But what happened with McDonald's in Russia? They didn't like cancel the food itself.
Yeah.
They changed the brand, and it's not there anymore. So if you want to pressure somehow, I think people can do it, and brands can get really canceled, really, like Balenciaga. We know all what happened with Balenciaga last year with the pedo pictures. It happened, a big brand, so we can do it. It's actually working, but you have to see the numbers. Another thing is that you like your cafecito from Starbucks.
Yeah, this question about Sudan, I cannot ignore it, because people in Sudan are suffering, and they always mention their problems or their conflict when we start talking about.
Can you repeat, because it's cutting a little bit?
Yeah, just a question about Sudan. So I don't want to ignore the question. That's why about Sudan or Syria or whoever, but Sudan, because they have the issue now. It's like it's a big conflict. I'm sure you are aware of what's happening in Sudan. And she's asking, why don't you talk about the Sudan? Do you know what happened? So you said, yes, you know. But you answered something in Al Jazeera interview about the two armies and the conflict inside. And I made a video as well speaking about this, the differences between the problem in Palestine and the other problems in Syria or Sudan. But if you want to add something for this question.
Absolutely. First of all, it doesn't matter if it's army. What I was talking about the difference, because why I chose Russia and Ukraine, because we saw on TV when all the poor Ukrainian people were running. I don't wish ill on anyone of any nation of the world, but you saw the TV how they were talking like those are blue-eyed, educated people, and they're coming.
They're like us. They are saying,
yeah, Habibi. I mean, I gave that example because this is something that burns my heart. I heard them, I saw them, and I don't know if you remember when Syrian people, they were running from the bombs and they were coming and they were refugees, how the videos with people like pushing them and treating them bad. I never forget those videos. So why give the example of Ukraine? Because we know that the Western media portrayed them as good refugees, blonde and blue eyes. Well, you should go to Syria or Palestine to see the beautiful eyes that are there. The problem is that estupidez. I don't want to say it in English. The problem is these people, I don't know what they imagine in their mind, but if they are asking me from Spain, if the moon, I can see it from Romania, what expectations I have. You are in Spain right now. And I will go back to Sudan question. You are in Spain. How majority, because I'm going to say it's a lot of racism in Spain towards Arabs, how they are calling the Arab people? Moros. It's a very bad way to call Moros. When it's Moroccans, Marroquíes, you have to call them, not Moros. They think all Arab people are Moroccans because they only know Morocco right there. They don't know all the cultures and all the 20-something countries with different customs. They don't know. And it's a lot. I can say the word stupidity, I guess I can. This is a big issue. So when I gave the Ukraine and Russia, I gave this example specifically, even if in other countries are other conflicts with armies or whatsoever, but I want to highlight the racism that happened in that moment. How many countries from Europe and US as well, they said those are normal refugees? Many. Islamophobia is very big in Europe, and we know that. Racism is very big in Europe, and we know that. So that's why that's why I gave that example, not because in other parts of the world, because we can see Congo, what's happening. They're suffering also a genocide in Congo. And just for us to have technology, what is happening in Sudan, what happened in Syria, and how those people are under the boot of the same ideology that came from Western world. So the many people, many countries of the world are suffering, and of course I would absolutely love to have the brain capacity to talk about all those things, and I will, trust me, in my way, how I expose the things, and I will. But that's why I gave specifically the example, even in Al Jazeera I talk about the same thing, because I want to highlight how racist they are. This is the main issue that is happening there. I mean, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm telling them, for example, there are Christians in Egypt, okay, but they eat pork. Like, yeah, Habibti, how can I explain it to you that nationality and religion are two different things? No. Tomorrow
and here
is the same question.
Here in Spain, they still have this issue to speak about the history and define it between Arabs and Muslims. Sometimes they say Muslims, sometimes they say Arabs, and you don't understand what they want to say.
Yeah. They ask me, in Spain, do you speak Muslim? Like, what can I do? Te doy una hostia? And don't get me wrong, I love Spain. I adore, and especially Andalusia is my heart.
To be honest, and to be honest, I didn't see any racist action against me here in Malaga, at least. But I know that I saw some racist people against others, but they were not Arab. Now they have a different way, to be honest, here in Spain against some people, other people than Arab. So, but I cannot consider it as a racist country or something. Like, the people are a bit better than other people in the world, like less racist.
Trust me.
Let's say.
When you go to Spain to a Chinese store, what do you say?
Exactly. This is what I was.
So even if it's something small, it's embedded. If you refer to a person from Morocco, how do you refer in Spain? That's the problem. If you see an entire stadium in Valencia with 50,000 people screaming at a black man, a black football player, monkey, and you throw bananas at him, 50,000 people. And we're talking about a few months back, happened in Valencia. How can you explain those? So from the other side, I'm happy you didn't experience it, but it's embedded in even in the language, and even in why do you, for example, if I walk with my man and he goes in front of me, somebody in Spain will tell me, are you Moro to leave your woman behind? And it's embedded in the language, in the vocabulary. This is what I'm saying. It's happening like this. It's a daily basis. You will never hear, you are from Saudi. No, esa es una Mora. And it's not, she's Moroccan, she's Mora. That's the thing.
Yeah. And in Romania, it's better than
in Romania, first of all, we barely have people of color, but they are quite racist with the gypsies, for example. That gypsies from Romania come from Indians. I cannot say, I mean, it's a racism from both sides. If I go and, but the thing is that I don't mind if the gypsy are calling me, I'm too washed. Because that's how they call us. It's something like in Romania, they still don't have the snowflake kind of attitude. If they call me this, I'm gonna, okay, sit with you, have a drink. I have no problem whatsoever. Because Romania has many other issues and poverty in many places. So they don't understand sometimes that, I mean, you have villages in Romania that basically in the mountain, they don't have electricity. Sometimes because they don't want to. But very poor people, and a lot of poverty in many places of Romania. So I don't see this kind of, for example, to give an example, in Spain, in Barcelona, or any other big city, they give very sexual education to kids that for me it's pedophile, because it is. Like very inappropriate dances and stuff like this. If a person in Romania will see this, trust me, I think the entire villages will be at the parliament, burning the parliament. So it didn't reach to that point, you know. They're very strict, because my partner here told me he never imagined that a Romanian woman can be so strict in the values. And when he met my family and people from Romania, we are very strict, and we have very similar values and like in Arab countries.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a difference there. But of course, racism is everywhere. The thing is that people from Romania, it happened to me. I saw a group of old ladies. They saw for the first time in their life a black person, and they were like, they never saw it. It's a very different thing. I cannot have this conversation with a person from US.
Yeah.
So you tell to do this kind of people in Romania about white privilege, and they're gonna look at you saying like, "How can I eat that?" They don't have this kind of conversations.
Yeah, true. And people are suggesting that you make more sarcastic videos in regard to racism around the world because yeah, it's a very, very important topic. And you mentioned how they were discussing the conflict in Ukraine, how it was like, oh, they are people like us. These words still in our minds. It's not easy to take it out. And blue eyes and weird things we heard all of a sudden. And yeah, racism is something very important, even in the war. Like Sudanese, sometimes they're asking, is it because we are black and they are white in Gaza? Sometimes people are sensitive. Why people are not taking care of us or just talking about our situation? Because we are living in this brutal war or whatever.
But I don't think in this matter right now, because it's not, because I mean, we're talking about years and years, 75 years of illegal occupation.
It's totally different. It's just when people are hurt, pain, like the situation is painful, everything is too tough for them, so they just try to understand the situation and just talk
I can
about it in general.
never judge any kind of reaction from a person in pain. I can never judge it. I would understand any kind of point of view. Trust me, I will understand absolutely. So yes, I give you my word, and everybody's actually, I did one of the videos talking about Sudan and Congo. If you didn't see it, well, it's called The System, and it's on my profile. You should see it.
What do you think the future of this war? Where is it going? Are we going to keep seeing these very like, I don't know how to describe it, but very sad videos every night for the kids, for people who are dying. For you saw what happened yesterday in Lebanon as well. I saw that you mentioned in your story, but the situation in Lebanon is a bit different. But what do you think? Where are we going, in your opinion?
I would love to have superpowers. Personally, I mean, this is a question that touched me, because I don't want to feel any desperation, because I have to keep the torch going, and everybody has to keep the torch going. But it's the uncertainty that kills me, because it's a lot of uncertainty. Because if we have to talk about people, and we see hundreds of thousands of people in the streets and asking for ceasefire, and good people like you saw the entire world with Palestine, and then you see that it's up to the politician to raise their hand in the Congress and veto something. The frustration is beyond words. I recommend people, I understand that some people maybe are fed up. Some people, I cannot pretend everybody to have a very strong mindset and a very strong mental health, because it can be very difficult for many people. I cannot obligate them to speak daily, and I understand some of them cannot see the images, and some people are sending me voice messages crying, I cannot anymore, I don't know what to do, I'm desperate, I think I'm gonna get off social media. And I do understand. I cannot tell those people, do whatever is best for your mental health. But at the same time, we have to understand that we cannot stop. And when I say we cannot stop, I'm not talking about 5, 6, 100 influencers. No, massively. Because if I put my face, you put your share, you put your help to help me reach to as many people as possible. This is a teamwork with everybody, because the people in Gaza, they don't have even the luxury of questioning my mental health is good or bad. And not only people in Palestine. We can talk about Congo, we can talk about Sudan, we can talk about many situations and countries in the world. So if you have that freedom and you fight for that freedom, you have to understand that those people, they don't even have the choice to think, Am I tired? Because they don't have food, they have bombs all over them. So for me, may God give me strength is what I'm asking for. And my solution is not stopping, because in some point, some event will happen. And if we stop now, that event will not have the visibility that deserves. Because you have to understand that it's been years and years of brainwashing and a lot of facts that just passed through our fingers. We cannot afford that right now, because something will happen that we need to fight for that subject to be very loud. And hopefully, alhamdulillah, ojalá, inshallah, ojalá, it's inshallah actually in Spanish. They don't know that they have a lot of Arabic words. So this is what I'm saying, and why it's important to keep the momentum, because who's saying is a trend doesn't have not even the one brain cell that I'm having. Because you cannot do this if it's a trend. You cannot. I mean, you do 1 day, 2 days, you decide what, but in order to inform any kind of way of giving that information, you have to see the atrocities that are happening. And I understand. I mean, if we are like this, how are the journalists from Gaza? Every time I see Motaz losing faith and writing all the stories, I feel his pain. Some people are saying, oh, how can you talk? People, no, I feel his pain. I validate every feeling of that human being, even if it's calling me something I don't like, because I have to empathize and understand that that person is truly suffering. I mean, if you're suffering for something in your life, that person has the right to express however he wants. So what do you think as well about what do you think will happen? Because politically speaking, maybe you're better than I am.
No, it's no one knows, but it doesn't look like the situation is not getting better. I was wishing that in 24 it's going to be like they end this inhuman situation, especially that Biden once said that he warned Israel to end it before the beginning of the new year, but nothing showing it's going to this direction. It's going to the other direction. So really no one knows, but I was optimistic just for 1 day in the new year, and now I'm again going down.
But you have to stand your ground. That's the thing. If we don't have the power to change politically speaking, you have to stand your ground where you are. Because that, for the only reason that something will shift, and it's a lot of things that are shifting, even if are like comparing to the genocide that we're seeing and all the voices that we're raising, maybe you don't see it as a very big thing. But I'm gonna give an example. I'm going through all the social media, I'm seeing the hashtags, I'm seeing everything. If you go to X, to Twitter, you can see that Free Palestine is trending for 1 day, and then majority of the content, even in Instagram or TikTok, is disappearing very fast. And tomorrow is not trending, but tomorrow will be trending Israel. You will see this pattern. If today is trending Palestine, tomorrow and after tomorrow will trend Israel, and especially Spanish TikTok, European TikTok. It's impossible not to see Israel there, but you don't see Palestine. So the thing is that even if we talk so much, almost majority of the content fade away. And we have, how I call it, like new blood coming and new people to educate about it. So it's like an ongoing thing. It's not like, I understand people have to keep with their lives as well. I was talking with big creators, they have their brands, you can do whatever you want with your freedom. Keep your work, take care of your work, your family, do your stuff. But you can also combine, and this doesn't have to be like, I talked, I feel good with myself, yalla, halas, it's past. Because it's not like this. I like how I combining the Spanish with the Arabic. Look how it changed.
I told you since the beginning we can speak both if you want. This question maybe we can end with, because people are still sending more questions, but I don't want to take more from of your time. So how can people support you, support your project, just to support Nicole? She's doing great job. They love you. They want to support your projects in general. What
Pray
do you
for
say?
me. Pray
No,
for
come
me.
on. Come on, say something like if they want to to
If
support
you
your
want to
project
help
for the donation
for
or?
the donation, you have the link in my bio, so you can keep track of all the funds and everything, because I'm very anxious. You see there, everything is there. And then all the videos, everything that I'm posting with the donations, you have each video very detailed with what I'm doing and how you can help me in the process. You can help me by seeing the videos, because there are a lot of things that I need help on, and I'm specifying there in the videos. Like, for example, if I need volunteers or if I need this, that, I'm always putting a story saying that day I'm going to be there, I'm going to do this. Because keep in mind, I'm the only one who's managing my entire social media, and there are many platforms. And sometimes I don't get to see messages that are very important. I'm receiving thousands of messages, and if I don't have an email, an actual email that I can read for something important, I'm losing a lot of information. So when you ask me, where can I donate? Watch the videos. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a human. Don't thank me for being a human. We're human with heart. It takes this. It takes brain, good, bad. How is it? Is there a heart and being a human? Like, it's outrageous in the 21st century to explain what a human is, really.
Do you
How
want?
the world we live in.
Yeah, it is. Do you want to add anything at the end for people who are watching, for people in Palestine or Palestinian people, even in the diaspora, they are suffering while watching these things?
This is the hardest questions I always have, and I have the same feeling, because I cannot grasp the feeling to pretend that I can understand. Of course, as a human, I empathize, and I'm trying to teleport myself in any situation in order to understand and speak about it. But I cannot imagine how those people feel. So as a European woman, and as a person who lived in Western world, and I see all the how rotten they are in Western world and the politics, I'm really sorry that the world failed them for such a long time. And may God bless them and protect them, because after all after all the efforts and everything we're doing, we have to also give it into God's hands, because that's the power. Don't lose your faith. Pray for them. I pray for everybody. I pray for peace in the world. And I cannot pretend to tell them that I know the answer of their pain, because I'm nobody. I can empathize, and I can try to understand, but I'm really sorry that the world failed them, and I pray that everything will be good one day. They will be free one day.
I would encourage people as well to keep marching, keep sharing posts. Don't forget what's happening. Even if they announce the ceasefire, we have to continue for Palestinian people, for people in Gaza. They deserve like the normal life as we have. And what also I wanted to say, that thank you, Safa and Arij, Ferran, and everyone is sending me messages. Thank you for your kind words. And also this one in Spanish, last comment I will take because
It's actually Spanish-Romanian.
yeah.
No es ninguna pregunta, mulțumesc, por hablar de la causa de hacerle llegar a varias partes del mundo. Like, it's not a question, but thank you for speaking about the cause and reaching to other side of the world. With all my heart.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for everything you are doing, for the hard work, for the support. We are so lucky to have you in our side.
And we're lucky to have you. We're lucky to have each other. You're amazing as well. You're such a sweet person.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for watching us, and stay strong until next time. Bye.
Until next time, we're going to do this more. Bye-bye. Yes. Thank you very much for having me,
Thank
Maisa.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.